I went to the Target dollar section just a few days ago and found a whole bunch of learning stuff. I mean, it was like exploding off the shelves, a lot of learning stuff, and I know you guys were just as excited as I was. I ended up getting a couple of things, and as per usual on my channel, I wanted to do a dollar toy test from the Target dollar section just to show you whether or not this is worth spending your money on. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet. Let's do a dollar section toy test. These are so much fun. I like to find out if these things are worth your money or not, and today we're gonna be testing things from the Target dollar section. The Target dollar section has a whole bunch of things that are all centered around learning. I did a whole shop with me so you can see the things that I found recently, and I did a little mini haul in that same video. So I'm taking the things that I bought in the mini haul, and we're gonna do a dollar toy test today. If you're new around here, make sure to click subscribe because I do educational activities for kids and ideas and inspirations that you can do right now with your kids at home. And so it's a lot of fun, and I would love for you to join us. Then I also show you where I get these materials to create these activities, and one of those spots is the Target dollar section. So let's get on to the toy test. So the first thing we are gonna try is the mix and match puzzles. This is a box, a wooden box, mind you, which is really cool, of 6 different puzzles with facts included. They're recommending ages 6 and up, kindergarten level and up. There are puzzles, and it says to learn about the body, and it was $3 at the Target dollar section. Right here is the wooden box all opened. Looks like we have some cards inside. Okay, so here is the head section. Here's the middle, and here's the third piece, the bottom. Cool. Okay, so these are made out of a pretty nice cardboard, and they kind of have a nice texture to them, so I like that. We have some labeling on here for the nervous system, the skeletal system, circulatory, digestive system. It looks like you can do some mixing and matching on them. And then the middle cards look like they have a little fact or an explanation for each thing, so that's kind of fun. I think working together with this and the other kit, the felt kit, that could be a lot of fun too. I'll do all of them. There's the other ones right there. This one, you guys, I think that this is a lot of fun too. A definite thumbs up, and it can kind of go beyond preschool level, so you could start off with the preschool with the matching and talking about things and introductory things, and you can work your way up. The older kids can actually read the facts. I really do like this. I put my 5-year-old to task on putting these puzzles together. She kind of thought they were cute, especially the skeleton, and she began assembling them right away, figuring out which pieces went where. She is a beginner reader, so the words on the back of the cards were a little bit more difficult for her to understand, but that's where I could come in and help her along with those, or her older sister. She really did enjoy, though, mixing up the pieces so that some of the pieces had skeletons, some of them had the person, and just doing a mix and match puzzle like that. She thought that was pretty funny. Overall, I think this could be used with some other activities for a more in-depth study, so this one I'm going to give a thumbs up. Next up, we're going to check out the felt learning assortment. There were several of these. If you saw in my haul video, there were so many different packets to choose from. This one was for a little bit older. It says 6 and up, but then over here it says pre-K and up, but I don't know about that. It has 3 learning sets inside. There's 2 people, 4 body systems, 12 body parts, 4 double-sided fact cards, and everything is made out of felt. So I was kind of interested to see if this was actually anything worthwhile. I picked this one because the skill level was more for the ages of our kids. The other sets were kind of colors and things that were just really too simple, so that's why I picked this one. All right, so here are the contents of the kit. Looks like we got a little boy there. Here's some of the inside systems. These are kind of cool. Oh, look how cute the skeleton is. All right, and then here is another girl. So let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different body shapes, and then down here we have little body parts, and some of them are kind of tiny, so you can match these up and do some matching games. They are labeled. I like that some of them are labeled. How cute. I like the little head here, the skull. So you have some body parts to match with each one of these. And then here are the cards. Let's open these. These cards are a little bit smaller than I anticipated, but they are front and back, and they do have facts on them: the nervous system, the digestive system, skeletal system, and the circulatory and respiratory system. So I would say this is a great introductory. You can do some matching games with this. I like that the pieces are loose and you can put them on top. That's kind of fun. Once we got these open, they were a lot of fun. My kids did enjoy them. They are a very, very simple activity to do. Kind of a no-brainer, but that's okay. They still really enjoy them. They laid out all of the body parts and the pieces that went with them, and then they began assembling them directly on top. However, some of the parts were covering up other parts, so it was hard to know at first where each part went. However, that's part of the learning process, so I'm sure over time they will know exactly where each body part goes. Once they had put all the pieces of the body onto their people, then they moved on to the cards and we began reading and talking about them. I'm sure there's a lot of ways that you could use these, and especially in conjunction with other activities. I just think overall this is a really great kit. I'm kind of impressed with it, so I'm going to give this one a thumbs up. Next, we're going to try out the 3D puzzles. As I said in my Target dollar section, shop with me, there were so many of these and everybody was telling me that they've been around for a while. They are $3 each, and this one is the Tyrannosaurus edition, and as you can see, it's just a little wooden chipboard puzzles. And we're going to open it up and see if it's going to be easy or hard for my 5- and 7-year-old. It's made out of natural wood, and they call it like a easy craft puzzle kit. We began by opening these and punching out the pieces, but as I learned from looking at the cover, on the back there is a diagram numbered with all of the pieces on the chipboard. So this is your guide to putting the pieces together because it tells you which piece goes where. So I do not recommend punching out all of the pieces first because you might need that map to tell you how to do this. However, we did that and we began putting together the pieces, but found it was a little bit difficult for them to stay together. My kids lost interest after a little bit when things started falling apart, not staying together. You could probably use some glue to remedy that right away. However, I do have to say that these need to be sanded, or it's highly recommended that they be sanded so that you have smoother edges, and as a result there's all these little pieces of wood that landed on our workspace, and my kids were playing around and one piece got in their eye. So this was quickly cleaned up and thrown in the trash because it just became a safety hazard, and for that I'm going to give it a thumbs down. If you are going to try this, I highly recommend you working in a space where that would not happen, and I'm sure that there are some other great solutions to working this so it makes a beautiful puzzle. Next up are these learning resources snap cubes. There's 50 in here, a rainbow color. We're going to use these for math. $3 for the whole entire pack, and I'm just curious to know the quality, if they are good enough to snap together and they stay together as they should. Okay, so I got the package open, and I like that they have a little activity guide in there. That's kind of fun to give you some ideas on how to use these. But basically they're supposed to snap apart, and they do. And let me just see if they are easy. Yeah, it looks to be pretty easy. The material, I don't know, it does seem a little bit on the cheap side, but I don't have the regular one, so I'm not quite sure. I know the Unifix cubes are supposed to be kind of the name brand, so those are probably the best ones, but I'd say these would really suit the purpose and they work fairly well, so I'm going to give these a thumbs up. And then from my Dollar Tree haul, if you watched it earlier this week, and at Dollar Tree I found these Melty bead kits. There's 229 pieces in here. There was a cupcake one that had a little bit different colors than the heart one over here, and it comes with the little tray to do the design on it, and we're going to see if these work just as well as the ones that you would find at the craft store. They were $1 each. When we took out all of the pieces, it appeared to be just like the name brand Melty beads that you see at Michael's, and so I was really impressed. The plastic board that you put all the pieces on were of great quality, and the beads were about the same size as the other Melty beads that you would see. My daughter chose to do the heart and had a great time just copying the heart picture that came with the kit. However, my other daughter, who was working on the cupcake, had a little bit harder time matching up the colors. You could put the picture directly underneath, but it was a little bit hard to see, but it turned out pretty good. I'm really impressed, even though my cupcake daughter went ahead and made her own designs. Then you take the piece of wax paper, place it over your design and in a hot iron, and you melt your beads down. Now, I do know that some people like to have the circles showing when they melt their beads, and other people like to melt it down all the way so you don't see the hole in the middle. I don't have a preference. However, I had a really hard time doing that with my cupcake design. Some of them were melted more than others. That was just my fault, not necessarily a problem with the cupcake itself. The heart shape did much better. I had a very even iron on that, so all of the beads melted all at the same time. So I was super impressed with that. And I even liked that they stuck together very well on the sides where there were just some missing pieces on purpose around the heart. So overall, this was a lot of fun. My kids enjoyed it. It didn't take too much time. It wasn't too hard for their ages, and I would highly recommend it. I even like that the plates that you use, the heart and the cupcake shape, can be used with your additional leftover Melty beads or Melty beads that you might already have. So these are going away in my craft supplies for further use. Thumbs up. Now, of course, sometimes you guys have some different experience than I do, so please let me know your experience with any of these items down below in the comments so that other commenters can read them and see what you have to say as well. Plus, I like to read your comments. Click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.